Hello. Can you hear me in the back? Right, great. Our main guy is absent, unfortunately, so we've put a few things together that represent the majority of what we do. We are a general Jujitsu, we have weapons, we do unarmed combat, we do quite a wide variety of different things. So what we try and do is demonstrate a bit of that today. The first thing really is awareness of what's going on around you. And obviously when you're bowing, keeping your senses open, making sure that you've got the ability to react if anything comes up that you need to react to. So the first thing I think is let's go through some break rolls, and the idea being to get you out of trouble if you need to. Keep your body low so you can go under obstacles and you'll get there nice and smooth. You're doing it on this carpet here. This is quite soft, this is quite nice, but concrete isn't very friendly. So the idea is you've got to spread the weight quite nicely. So, I don't know, you just do the rolls around just getting nice and low really helps in cushioning the blow against the floor so that actually you're absorbing the energy. It should be quiet so that there's no friction there whatsoever with the surface. And when you're doing it on concrete, yeah, you know about it, but it will protect you. It will save shoulders. Other than if you were to go in very, very heavily, you're going to do damage. So you have to be able to absorb the energy that you go down while staying on the guard where the opponents are. So keeping in mind is very important. So the idea is that your punches are coming in, you're defending against punches. So keep in mind, so ideally the punch is just on the jacket level, is exactly what you want, so that when punches come in, you don't really have to block necessarily at all. If you do have to block, you can just push it out of the way, and it comes from the centre of the body. Power comes up here, and that's what we're doing. We're actually using body mechanics so that people who are smaller are perfectly capable of defending themselves. It's perfectly safe. And then, actually, what you saw was very clever there, getting inside the eye so the punch wouldn't be in here. Actually, then being able to redirect and stay within that to counter-attack, create opportunities. That's really big in action. So the idea is that you're able to create opportunities within the time that you've got. So that's one of the ideas. So you've got different types of blocks as well that effectively smack you in the person so that they alter their balance. So now you're creating an opportunity in a different way by putting them off balance as opposed to just doing a defensive block and then creating the opportunity to attack potentially. So once the person knows what to expect, they should censor their balance a bit, which is quite nice. But that's one of the principles of doing what we do. We do try to drill this quite heavily. We have classes for youngsters, we've got classes within our main dojo in handball, as an judo classes. We also do self-defense as well. So the idea here is that if you're on the street and something happens, that you've got a fair chance to fight back. Simple stuff that just happens. It works by using the body mechanics, by keeping the mind that you spoke about, and by taking that space that you need to counter-attack. So you might have a front strangle, for example. So what I'll do is I'll front strangle Ali, just a bit more realistic, and we'll go from there. But I'll talk you through it. So yes, so the front strangle comes in, guide front strangle. So taking the space, clearing the arms out of the way. So as you saw, I was pulled forward with the strike as well, which leads then to the back strike, to the neck. So it's all about short, sharp things which really help us. So other self-defense things like wrist grabs, so things like this are quite effective, but the idea is it's not just a skill that you go through it, it has an application, and has a number of different principles where you're trying to create space. At the moment, I might go on the defensive, and that's not going to help me, but I'm actually going to go on the attack. So I'm going to distract first, kick, and that creates the space, then to do the wrist lock. So that's what we're aiming to do. It's very, very quick, and that's the idea. It's, so that, and then potentially break the wrist. So it's quite a quick, sharp thing to do. So we do lots of different various different things like that. But you might find it being let out of a nightclub, being a bit naughty. So you might need to switch the situation out. Shall I need you out? Okay. So typical really. Arms from a hold, quite aggressive sort of hold, getting the person out. So there, obviously creating space, really important, and then counter-attacking, finishing off with whatever throw you want. We don't tend to need to strict syllabus, it's a matter of what works best in the situation. So there, hip throw works very well, so it's a matter of hitting as big as you can. Right, so there. We've got various varieties of this, but it might happen that you're supposed to be quite realistic things. So somebody might come, try to get hold. And the idea is how do you get out of that? To try and give you an idea. So I'll give you a brief of it. Again, creating space. Ali's not a big girl with respect, and I think the idea is that she can easily create the forces necessary to do this, as long as the mechanics and the structure of what you're doing is sound. And that's pretty much consistent with who they are. So don't be afraid if you are of a small build or you feel that some people might intimidate you. It's not the case. So it's all natural mind games. But yeah, so we can look at that front as well. Like this.
So I'm completely off the floor now. So it's definitely not a matter of height.
Clearly shown. So, yeah, it is genuinely just a matter of how you apply the force. That's quite important. And that's basic sort of introduction to our self-defense. We do quite a wide variety of different things. We do sword and control. So we're going to see some cuts here. The idea being that draw and cut is quite good to gain creative opportunities. So that's great. So what we've got here, you've seen lots of swordway today, which is great. And it's all fairly similar stuff. The idea, the principles of taking the space, something keeps coming back into the area, and you actually use the weapon as efficiently as you can. The first step is to create that space. So by clearing out this in front of you, you ensure that you can get the sword out, making sure that if anything is here, it's a problem because of the sword, you need to be at least arm's length before you can start to do damage. So that's the idea.
Giving our opponent the last opportunity to stop the fight, so I'm going to offer him the hand of peace. Don't take the hand of peace, I'm going to back him with my sword, okay? Knock the sword out, grabs the sword, it comes up very close to the middle of the body, so you strike straight down with it. Do it away. I'm going to do a horizontal cut, I need to turn my sayer. It allows me to get the cutting edge on target before I draw the sword. So as I draw, do the same thing again. When I draw back, the sayer can come back as well. Make the draw faster, okay? You cut through that way. Like I said before, the horizontal cut, concentrate on your feet. So now, if I draw straight, horizontal hook. However, if I do like I should do, it'll come right the way through here. As you can see, a much better cut, much more effective. We've also got a nice little right-handed cut. So if you draw up to the side, we've got a block here. Come up this side. A little bit unusual, not seen very much. Then back.
So that's the basics of the sword work we do. To do some catch.
So we've got a couple of separate bits of work. So I can jump forward, strike down, and break the person's wrist. Pull it out, slap it down behind. Thank you. We've got another one where you can, the same sort of cut, you go straight backwards straight away. And then, so a couple of katas, so just basic cuts. So that's our basic kata videos done. The next one's a bit more advanced. Stepping off the line, pull the wrist. The next guy, go behind me, and goes as well. Come back there. Test, comes through. All the leads. And we've got all of them. So the idea is that we're moving your body off the planes of attack each time. So they've committed to their cut when I start to cut, so they can't move. So I'm getting around all the holes in between your arms, with the ribs, just putting as much damage as I can without getting myself cut. Yeah, so that was slowed down a bit, so I'll just do it full speed for you now. It's a lot faster.
We also practice with a variety of different weapons from Japan and the East. The bow is quite a favourite of mine actually. I like being able to use the range. So we use as much of the range of the weapons we can. Because if you're fighting a swordsman who has a 3-foot razor blade, you need to keep him over. No question about it. If he gets anywhere near, you've got a problem. But you can use this as a weapon to take that space against the dealing with, keep him over there, stop him from closing the resistance. You have to be quite mobile. There's a lot of distance to cover with this, and there's a lot of work to do to get it to cover that distance. So the best thing to do is to keep the changes as quick as possible so that you can actually keep that space, but not give the guy a chance to come in. I'm aiming low because the knee, with the sword work, is one of the first places to hit. So I want to be able to knock the knee, which will do terrible damage if you get hit with a bow staff like this, moving the body weight behind it. He's going to break the knee. Or at least do some serious tender damage. It's going to reduce his mobility. Not going to kill him, but it gives you an opportunity to get away or to finish him off. These opportunities are also. So once you've got various strikes, we also do spins as well. And the idea is to keep the weapon moving. So it's really not limited heel as far as weapons are concerned, but it's all about understanding the weapon. So you know what it's capable of, and then you're able to put it into practice. So that whilst we do all the standard bits and pieces, and we do all these bits and pieces here, we're able actually to bend the rules of it. As long as you know what it's capable to do, you can actually apply it when needed. So that's the idea. This is the time, really. It's just a matter of that. So,
Yes, this is a shorter staff, but it's about 4 foot, so it's just a bit of a short staff. So, in our tower, they allow swords. No, they won't allow swords, so they actually don't allow to use farming implements or staff. So you might have seen the nunchucks. Those are rice batterers. I'm not sure what those are. But anyway, this is a joke. This is a joke staff. It's about 4 foot. This will have me smash the samurai sword on the side, because that's where it's weakest. So it's straightforward strikes. Then you've got movements like this. You can get a lot of speed up with these and just smash through everything. Okay. So that's your joke staff. 4 foot. A little bit longer than a sword, but smash through it.
There's a whole plethora of different things. There's a whole plethora of different things, but what is interesting is that really there's only a certain amount of plane and attack to use. There's a sword, there's a joke. You've got very similar planes of attack to use. It's just the manner in which you use them differs slightly is to keep them in range. Again, this is a horizontal plane, you've got vertical plane. Well, so there's only really so much that you can do. And what's interesting is that all I've done European stuff as well. There's actually a lot of similarities. People often say that a lot of the Japanese stuff is quite specific, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it's very, very good. But for some reason, it feeds through all cultures. So that once you grasp these principles of how to use a weapon, it can be applied in as many different cases as you want. So that's something that I find quite fascinating, really. So we use those there, we use Go, we use conquers and bits and pieces as well. I'm not very good at those, so I'm not going to show those. But we're quite a general club. We focus on a wide variety of different things, but we do go quite deep as well with other arts. We also do traditional Chinese medicine, so if you're interested in that, definitely come and ask us, because we do a lot of acupuncture, we do Trina massage, various different forms of therapy as well, which all link in with the original thesis of being a battlefield soldier. You've got to survive the day, and then you've got to hit yourself. You've got to be able to get up to fight in the day. So that's what it's all about. So we do quite a wide variety of different things. If you're interested, we have chapters from the corner. So, anything else to do?